welcome. This is the Apostate Prophet. How is everybody doing? I hope everybody's having a fantastic little day. Just like I'm having a fantastic little day. Dude, what's up, man? How you doing?
Got no internet, so I'm using my phone for internet. Just plugging it in because it'll probably run out of power pretty quick.
I got no internet.
All right, now I got power.
No internet.
I got the power.
I'm connecting to the internet.
I've got the power.
If you were Muhammad, you would have the
It's
strength of 30,
kinda
man.
hectic.
You wouldn't need internet, man. You would connect to the internet through the Zut power.
I connect to the internet by the power of all Zut.
The power of all Zut. Anyway,
That'd be funny. The power of all Zut compels you. That's what Muslims will say.
yeah. I'm telling you, man, we should start like services, like businesses or something like an internet service provider that is called Zut Power or something like that.
Zut power. Yeah, you could have everything. You could have an energy company.
Yeah, energy. You could have energy drinks called Zut energy drink.
Stealing my idea, man.
That was my idea, man.
Zut energy is my idea. Zut juice was your idea. No, they were both my idea.
Everything was ultimately my idea. So
Zut gonna get AP. Gonna get AP. Zut gonna get AP.
let's see who else is live. Oh,
Probably a bunch of nerds.
Jerome is live. Jerome
Sick.
Sick. So, David, man, what's up? How you doing?
What's up, dude?
Jack Ray said Steppenwolf, born to be wild. AP, born to be late.
Born to be late. Ding, 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 ding. Born to be late. And Muhammad to be born to get zooted. Ding, 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 ding.
Dude, stop dissing Muhammad, man. What did he ever do to you? GV9791 says, "Say it ain't so. AP is late to his own live stream. That could never happen." Yeah, I think you're seeing things. I wouldn't be late to my own live stream. People who are late to their own live streams are kind of lame. Hey, have you heard of this guy who just he was a big PhD student guy who debated against Christians and was like refuting Christianity and all that, and he just announced his conversion to Christianity.
Wait, you mean the guy who became a Catholic?
Yeah.
Yeah. A couple days ago, and I thought that was super cool. But the Catholics are now working with the Orthobros to attack everyone. So I don't even know anymore, man.
Ain't that right? Ain't that right? There's actually news that I just encountered earlier today, it was actually in Fox News, saying that conversions to Catholicism are growing, have grown over. There has been a 115% surge in U.S. college conversions to Catholicism and all that. So there's quite something going on. Our enemy is getting stronger. We have to unite and crush our enemy, which is the Catholics.
Yeah, I know. You're part of we're the true church camp.
Yeah. We all of us have to come together and destroy the Catholics. Destroy the Catholics. We can't allow this to happen anymore. Let's see. Fox News data shows Catholicism at U.S. college conversion. Let me see if I can find that article in a second here. Catholic conversions. Let's see. Let's have a look at that. I mean, I'm happy with any. Well, if the atheist population becomes Catholic, I'm happy for that.
Number of college students are joining the Catholic Church, with campus ministries reporting a surge in interest. Nearly 60 colleges reporting data to the Christian prayer app Hollow. It shows participation at adult Catholic conversion classes jumped 115% in 1 year. Rachel's alma mater, Arizona State, the University of Illinois, and the University of Oklahoma reported the highest enrollments in those programs. Campuses are also reporting that more students are attending retreats and receiving sacraments.
That's quite interesting. It's quite interesting. This is from Fox News.
What happened? A bunch of college students woke up and said, "We want more popery."
I mean, it is a very interesting development that that there's also the data, which was from Pew Research, wasn't it? It was, I think, last year. Decline of Christianity or something. The decline of Christianity has slowed in America and may have leveled off. So there was this. This came out as part of this was revealed in last year in February. This is from Pew Research, the most reliable in terms of surveys and research across not only the country but the globe. And this was their report last year, which was decline of Christianity in the U.S. has slowed and may have leveled off, because for the longest time, for several decades now, the claim was, or the idea, or the data was, that Christianity is on the decline among younger people, that people are more and more identifying as not religious or non-religious, not really as atheists, but just as not religious, and less as Christians. But the last years have seen a halt of that, and possibly even a reversal of that. I've just recently read articles from the UK, which showed that, especially among young people, there is a significant revival of Christianity happening. Church attendance grows for 5th year in a row. That is from the Church of England. The Church of England generally has a very, very low attendance rate, but other data shows that that different branches, except for the Anglican Church in England, are growing. There is a growth of Catholicism going on. There is a growth of different Protestant denominations going on. But overall, people identify less as not religious and more as Christian, and going back to churches and to worship and all that, which is a very, very interesting thing to see. It is a very, very interesting thing. There is this general idea, right, that this whole trend of new atheism with the spread of social media and all that was kind of something like a short-lived trend, and that it is now basically on the decline. It's no longer cool. It's not cool anymore, and it's going away. And being religious, believing in God, and going back to church is becoming the thing again, as it was for the longest time. So this whole new atheism thing was a short-lived trend. Always was going to be a short-lived trend.
Well, it was kind of they didn't think of it as an experiment, but it turned out to be that way. It turned out to be, hey, if we can get more people to leave Christianity and become atheists, then everything will get better. People will get smarter. We'll have more scientific advancements. Everything will just get better. The less religion you have, the more the better society will become. And so, guess what? Millions of people did become atheists and so on, and nothing got better at all in any way. Ayaan Hirsi Ali said that to Richard Dawkins' face. She said, none of your predictions came true. None of your predictions for what would happen came true. And I think that's important, because these are like supposedly the champions of science. And so if you say, hey, changing this about society will make it better, and then the change happens, and then nothing gets better, if anything, things get worse, then guess what? You're supposed to reevaluate your position.
That's right.
And even people who aren't thinking along the lines that I just laid down, it still affects them. It still affects them. It's like things did not get better with the new atheism. They didn't. So, you know what? Done with that.
So this is the funny thing. Beardy McBison says, is Church of England actually Christian, though?
No, because they don't have a pope.
The thing is, there are so many problems with the Church of England.
Where is their
and
patriarch?
I actually discussed this with Bob from Speaker's Corner, who is really trying to tell you something, David. You should respond to his messages. By the way.
Oh, yeah, I'll respond to him right now then.
Do it. I discussed this with him, but a lot of the bad stuff that is going on in England regarding the whole multi-faith atmosphere and the we just regard all religion as the same and all that is, I mean, these efforts are being led by the Church of England itself. The king himself basically changed his role from defender of the faith to protector of the multi. What's it called again? He basically declared himself, or he was declared to be now the protector of all people of all faiths, rather than the defender of the faith, of the Christian faith, right, of the church, which is an insane thing to do.
So he has to defend Islam now?
I guess so.
He's
now the
defender
protector
of
of. He's now the protector of not just Christianity but also of Islam,
And pedophilia?
of the faiths.
Protector of pedophilia?
I don't remember how exactly it has been put into the declaration, but yeah, look it up for me. Load it up for me. Load it up for me, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Oh, in June 2026, the Sovereign Grant Annual Report updated the official description of King Charles's duties to state that he's the supreme governor of the Church of England and protects the space for faith within the multi-faith nation. This shifts the framing from the singular historic title to a broader multi-faith focus long championed by Charles. So, King Charles III he was supposed to be the defender of the faith, of the Christian faith, right? The Christian faith in England. Instead, he has become the protector of the space for faith within the multi-faith nation. It's such
that sounds
betrayal.
Extremely lame.
It's a betrayal, and it's like
yeah, imagine you're like a superhero and that's I am the defender of the faiths in a multi-faith nation.
I know, first off, it sounds very stupid and gay.
Yeah,
but
sounds extremely. I didn't want to say gay, but it does sound gay.
I mean, there was something cool sounding about defender of the faith, right?
That sounds cool. Who are you? I'm the defender of the faith. Whoa, this a tough dude right here, man. This sounds really based. I'm the defender of coexist with all the different symbols from all the religions. I'm a walking bumper sticker. Yes, does that make me cool?
Hey, this is so funny. I'm just seeing this here. James just posted this. A new debate has just been added to DebateCon 9 card.
What the heck? I thought that dude was retiring, man.
Apostate Prophet and Walid Naim will collide on October 24th, 25th in Orlando on is the Quran good or evil? The funny thing is I'm seeing this right now, and I actually have. I didn't even know about this one. I literally just found out through the public post here. What's going on, James?
Apostate Prophet and Walid Naim will collide like Muhammad and the men of Al-Zut at DebateCon.
I mean, James last told me that Walid has
retired. That's the last I heard. The guy retired.
That he has retired and we will no longer do the debate. And now he's posting it publicly that we are actually debating. I didn't even know. Everybody else found out together with me. I found out together with everybody else. I had no idea that this is happening. I also don't know why I look like Father Peter Hears here.
You do.
Look at this. This doesn't even look like me. It looks like Father Peter Hears. Let me show you a photo of him. David, you probably don't know who that is.
And he looks way better than you because he's not Turkish.
Look at this.
There's no otter in his bloodline.
This looks like Father Peter Hears. Doesn't even look like me.
All Turks have otter in their bloodstream.
Maybe we're the same person. I never noticed.
You had your DNA tested. How much otter did you have in your DNA?
So the funny thing is,
was it like 90% otter? I think you're mostly Greek, like most Turks, but you still have that otter blood.
wait a minute. I just saw that you posted. I'm debating Waleed. I thought that
Don't
is
get scared now.
cancelled.
Don't get scared now.
So
AP's running from the lead.
According to the test, it seems that I actually don't have even a hint of Turkic blood in me or DNA in me, and it seems that my ancestry goes back to.
You're 100% otter.
Yeah, it seems that my ancestry actually, when the DNA is analyzed, goes back to Eastern Anatolian, Armenian, and Greek populations, and that there seems to be no hint of any Turkic anything in me, which is very, very funny because I was basically raised in a family that is like very proudly Turkish and very, very, very hateful against Armenians and Greeks. But it's like that's my ancestry,
dude. It's like that. It's a funny parallel to that Dave Chappelle skit where he played a black white supremacist who had been like, born blind, and they didn't want to tell him that they didn't want to tell him in the orphanage for the blind. They didn't want the other kids mistreating him, but they're all blind, so they just tell everyone that he's white too. But then he grows up as a racist and joins like the KKK and stuff.
That's me. Yeah.
And so he's black, but he hates black people. But it's like, no, you got an entire population of Turkey that is 100% Greek, and they hate Greeks because they've been raised to think that they're Turks. And so all these guys, yeah, down with the Greeks. We hate the Greeks. Let's destroy the Greeks. Let's conquer the Greeks. And they're all Greeks. They're all Greeks who've been told that they're Turks. Isn't that crazy?
That is pretty crazy. So, I thought I was at least somewhat Ottoman. I don't know if people know about the history of the Ottoman, but so basically, a long time ago, before there was before anything that today existed, there were these things called the Ottoman. So people don't know this.
If this were true, then there would be pictures.
Well, that's why we have it right here.
Whoa. Okay, I stand corrected.
So this
the
is
Ottoman are real.
This is one of the Ottoman. People don't usually learn this in history because it has been kind of subdued and hidden and all that. But in reality, there were these people that were half otter, half man, and they at some point started taking over what is today called Turkey, which is Anatolia.
Terrifying.
Or little Asia, small Asia, whatever it is. So these guys started taking over and basically running an empire or something like that. And the thing about these guys was that they were, of course, terrifying. As you can see in the picture, they were half human, half otter, and they go onto the battlefield and people are terrified of these guys. Mm-hmm. They were also massively strong and all that. Mm-hmm. So this is how these guys took over. They started invading Eastern Europe, defeating one by one enemies, made their way onto Vienna, where they were finally crushed and defeated, and then started to retreat and eventually shrink. And then over time, they mixed with other populations and then began abandoning their otter aspects. But people who descend from them generally still have some otter within them. Mm-hmm. And you can generally see that at the hair and all that these people have, because they're very hairy, just like otters.
True, that's true.
So that is what actually happened in the history, and most people don't know about this.
Yeah, and people also don't know that Alexander the Great, he was a Muslim, but Alexander the Great was a Muslim, and in the Quran you have this story about him building this giant wall between these two mountains. That was actually to try and keep out the Ottomen after they were terrified. Everyone is terrified of the Ottomen, but the wall wasn't strong enough to keep the Ottoman out, so they went and took over Turkey, man.
Yeah, dude, this is my history class. Do your own history class on your own channel. So anyway, now that everybody knows, we can move on from this. Dude, this has been kind of going viral today and has been a scandal. Hassan Piker, who is also an example of descendants of Ottoman.
I heard he made fun of Charlie Kirk's death.
He did.
Unafraid to die.
So they're putting on a mockery, singing a song.
What is this? What's this event?
I have no idea what
Like a
this is.
loser fest?
Yeah. So they're putting on an event, and he's singing a song to mock the death and the memory of Charlie Kirk. This is what he does. This is just, disgusting, repulsive behavior. Hassan openly mocking Charlie Kirk's murder, deport his whole family back to Turkey. The left are filth, says Tommy Robinson. This is what these people do. It's just apparently such a funny thing to mock the death of an honorable, or of anyone, of a good man who was killed, who was assassinated, who was murdered. This is what these people celebrate, what they find so funny, what they applaud. A mockery of the murder of a family man, a good man. This guy, I don't want to say the stuff that's on my mind, but this is what these people do, man.
That's what they do.
Anything you want to say about this, David? Because I'm
Pretty
just going to say
lame.
bad things.
No, I'm trying to look up what people are saying about it.
People ain't saying good things. People ain't saying good things. Anyway, love the daily keel hauling of Dawa. God bless. God bless you too. What does keel hauling mean? I'm not American. I don't speak American.
Oh, keel hauling?
Yeah.
No, that's from way back in the day. That's with ships. If you had a sailor that you were punishing, they'd they'd take two poles at the front of the ship and run like a line between the two. They'd tie him to the middle of it, and they'd drag him under the entire ship. Right? So guys with poles are on each side of the ship, and they hook them up at the front, and then they put the poles down into the water and drag him underneath the entire ship. And basically, if you survived, then that was your punishment. But you're being scraped up against the bottom of the ship, and probably is pretty rough.
So Gwyneth here is loving the brutal torture of Dawa. That's what you're saying here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's good to know. Paul, how much do you believe Tate lawyer's statement? His cars are rentals. They always lie and hide money. If you Google ECR Tate cars, the details look different. I don't really know, but it's kind of a funny and embarrassing thing for them to admit. For context, for those who do not know, I reposted that earlier after I saw it, but the report came out that Tate's lawyers have said to the court that Andrew Tate's, or the vehicles of the Tates that they always flashed as, what color is your Bugatti? Look at my Bugatti and all that, are actually rented cars. So it says further, the Tates are engaged in several businesses teaching men how to earn money. Yeah, by sex trafficking and webcam businesses. It is in their interest to portray themselves on social media as uber wealthy. For example, the $2 million Aston Martin and the $5 and $7 million Bugattis featured in Tristan's videos were rented.
Yeah, I'm like 50-50 on this one, because it would totally make sense for these guys, because they're compulsive liars, to be fake and to pretend they own cars that they don't, that they just rented just for show, to get more people signing up for them. But it would also make sense for them to, because they're stupid and they think they can outsmart the system when they can't. They're like Mohammed Hijab. It would also make sense to say, no, we rented those. But I'm guessing there would be records of rentals and stuff like that. So
Yeah, that's my issue as well. I'm pretty sure it would be easy to track it all down and then to see if they actually own these vehicles, if they're bought. What they claimed in the past is that these vehicles are bought under other people's names and not in their own names. Um, however, however, now the claim is by their lawyers that these vehicles are actually rented. But that's the funny thing. I mean, their image was like, "Hey, look, we are so rich and we are so cool. We have these amazingly expensive vehicles, and they look so great. What color is your Bugatti? I got a Bugatti. I've got a Bugatti, man." And it turns out that they're rented. It's so dumb. Dan Dave RC, why were Arab Muslims able to beat Persians, Byzantines? They always use this to claim that God was on their side. However, they refuse to apply same logic on Mongols, Zionists, European colonialism. I would broadly summarize this as a consequence of very, very lucky turns of events. However, that would also be a little bit misleading. But I always recommend a certain book that I cannot see right now.
You said Nazi.
No, I said Nazi. A book that is called In God's Path. In God's Path by Robert G. Hoyland, which explains this in a very beautiful way. It breaks down the history of it all, how everything happened, and explains very well how Muslims were able to defeat the Persians and the Romans or the Byzantines, and then started conquering their way through.
Think the general idea is they beat the crap out of each other until they were extremely weak, and then that was a bad time. That was a bad time to beat each other to a pulp when Muslims come on the scene.
Oh, there it is. So, In God's Path by Robert G. Hoyland.
Wait. Did you actually put the book on the screen so that people could see the cover, and then you hunted down the book just so you could prove you had a copy for no reason other than,
no, it's
look,
because
I've got a book?
It's because I get very, very annoyed when I'm thinking of a book but I can't find it or locate it, because I want to keep them in reach if they're so important to me. So instead of putting it just on the screen, I wanted to actually show it, but also to show, hey, this is the proof that I actually have this book, and this is further evidence to establish that I've possibly read it. I've also discussed this with the author Robert G. Hoyland himself, but it is
never talked to Robert Hoyland.
It is basically, to summarize it, both the Byzantines or the Eastern Roman Empire and the Persians have for the longest time dealt with invading barbarian forces from the south and from the north. But these forces generally would come and pillage or demand something and then leave. There wasn't for the longest time a major force that would come and actually try to invade and permanently take over. These two sides were beating each other up. They were defeated. They were in inner unrest and chaos. Populations of both sides engaged in infighting, demanding the head to change and all that. So among all this chaos of decades of fighting with each other, completely defeating and crushing each other, and internal unrest, just at that time, the Muslims began invading, but they didn't even begin invading as one force. They began invading as multiple forces, even multiple independent forces from different parts of the southern borders of Persia at first. And the reactions from the crowns were initially, oh, these are just dumb raiders. They will be dealt with and then they will go away. Of course, they weren't aware that these weren't just regular raiders. They wanted to actually take over. And so both of these forces were quite unprepared, underestimated the Muslim forces that were coming, and both of them were heavily weakened, and their resources were extremely limited. And what's also different is, of course, that the Muslims had a different agenda than what the Mongols had. I would say the Mongols were effective like no other force in simply overrunning their enemies and establishing a massive empire. but they also didn't have anything to give people, right? They didn't have anything to leave behind. They didn't have any proper permanent force to establish, except the idea that that Genghis Khan is the universal ruler of the world, that he's the ruler of the world, that he's supposed to rule over everyone. But what happens when he dies? When he died, the power was divided between his sons, and the whole empire was divided into multiple empires. There wasn't anything holding them really together as one system, whereas the Muslims went and began conquering the land in order to establish the dominion of Islam. And it didn't focus on simply one person leading it. It focused on doing everything for Islam. They didn't even bother for the first century or two converting the local populations to Islam, because they thought if we convert people to Islam, then they won't be able to pay us jizya money, protection money. So they conquered first, and they made sure that they oppressed and drained the local non-Muslim populations as much as possible. And then the conversions came later on when they realized, wait a minute, we should be converting these people. So it wasn't just something extraordinarily miraculous. It was just different from what the Mongols did. And it was a very, very good opportunity at a very, 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 very convenient time to do it. But once again, I recommend reading the book. It's going to explain everything much better. In God's Path by Robert G. Hoyland. Get it now. Anything you want to say about it, David?
No, saying you should just put a link in the description, man.
I don't put links in descriptions. Judas, I Scare Not, says, found an actual video of Muslims doing a Zut dance. Emailed you the link, David Wood. Muslims doing a Zut dance. That sounds crazy. I don't believe it. I don't believe it for a second. Recycle Benel says, David Protestant here. How strongly would the truth of Catholic miracles such as Marian apparitions and Eucharistic serve as evidence for Catholicism? There you go. What are you going to say now?
I don't know. You'd have to see what's the evidence for the miracle and what's the evidence for what it's confirming or proving. You know what I mean?
So what's
it's
your answer?
No, I'm saying it's like there was a Pew study years ago where they polled people, not in the Zoot sense, but they polled people in 10 countries and just one Christian denomination, asking people how many of them believe that they have actually witnessed a miracle. And it was like 200 million in one denomination in 10 countries. They're already up to 200 million people. Notice those are Pentecostals. So you'd have to say, one, how many of these miracles are actually authentic? And two, what's it confirming? Is it confirming the Pentecostal church, or is it just confirming miracles in the name of Jesus and so on? So anyway, those be my thoughts.
So when it comes to one of the apparitions, for example, it's actually a very solid one when you look at it, and it is a little bit baffling. It happened in Egypt, in Zaytun, which is called Our Lady of Zaytun, and I'm generally very skeptical when it comes to public miracles and things like that. But when you look at it, you can see actual. Let's see, Our Lady of Zaytun. The issue is, I'm not sure why it would be evidence for the Catholic Church, the Roman Catholic Church. That's one thing I'm going to say. But the evidences, like these are real photos. When you look it up, you find that this was witnessed by hundreds of thousands of people. According to general reports, over 1 million people witnessed it and saw it. Like, this is one of the major photos, which is not posted on some weird website. It is found directly on Wikipedia. This consistent presence, as it seems, would appear at night, and there is no explanation for it. There is no technology to do it, and people gather around it. and it appears there and it stays there. And when you look at it, it is. I mean, what does it look like, David?
Kind of like a person.
Person with the traditional halo or a shining around the head.
I can
And,
see a halo, halo, halo.
And the prayer position. So these are actually genuine photos, and I still do not think what to make of it. And I know that lots of people, not just limited to Catholics, but also Orthodox and even non-Orthodox others, even Protestants, have kind of subscribed, okay, this is an extraordinary thing. I myself, once again, just because I have a thing with miracles, do not know what to make of it.
Did the appearance say anything like the Catholic Church is the one true church?
No.
Did it move? Did it like walk out, or it was just like standing there, or what?
Let's see. Our Lady of Zaytun. Our Lady of I'm reading Wikipedia
Hey,
right
hold
now
up.
only.
Hold up. How come that's called Zaytun, and then you got the Zaytuna Institute, which is Muslim?
Because Zaytun just means olive. So
Olive Institute.
yeah. So Our Lady of I'm reading Wikipedia only because I need to confirm and find a proper source that explains it properly without making it too argumentative or assertive.
Wikipedia usually gives a
So
gives the
Our Lady of
gist.
Zaytun, also known as El Zaytun, Zaytun, or more rarely Our Lady of Light, was a mass Marian apparition that reportedly occurred in the Zaytun district of Cairo, Egypt, during a period of about 3 years, beginning on the 2nd of April, 1968. The first apparition of the Virgin Mary at Zaytun was recorded on the evening of 2nd April, 1968.
Now, hang on. Like who's there? Oh, okay. Yeah, no. I was wondering. It's like I would expect, if it's Egypt, I would expect this to be Copts and stuff. And it says on the roof of St. Mary's Coptic Church. Okay, all right.
The phenomenon was seen by 2 Muslim bus mechanics who claimed to have witnessed a woman dressed in white on the roof of St. Mary's Coptic Church.
Wait,
One
hold up.
thought-
Hang on. So why would?
That's the thing, right? That's the thing.
What? No, I'm saying why would Catholics be using this when it's a Coptic church? Like I could see, hey, Protestants, you're wrong, but if that's Mary appearing on a Coptic church, then that seems like it. If you want to say she's confirming something, then
I wonder
cops
if
got
this,
it, man. The cops got it. The cops got this one. What? Catholics stop using this.
I wonder if this has contributed to dialogues or to improving dialogues between the Catholics and the Oriental Orthodox Church.
No, and you Eastern Orthodox, the cops separated from you guys years ago.
The cops separated from everyone at the Fourth Council.
Yeah, like the fifth. Was that the 5th century, man? Like four.
Yeah, 5th century at the Fourth Council, at the Council of Chalcedon.
Yeah, and then you got Mary appearing on a Coptic church.
This is actually very funny. So it's because Catholic. It is a long history and tradition of in Catholicism that the Marian apparitions. There are so many of them. I mean, there are some major ones known.
And
like
cops got the best one.
The Fatima, the Zaytun, the Guadalupe, and others. But here you have it as Zaytun at a Coptic church. And I kind of, part of me, I haven't looked into this, but I wonder if it is like, if this contributed to Catholics getting closer to the Coptics, to the Copts, and beginning to discuss with them. It's not used as proof of Catholicism. It's proof of the Marian doctrines held by Catholic and Orthodox.
Yeah. But there's kind of issue there. If you guys are all, if all you got a bunch of churches declaring each other anathema, and then Mary appears on a Coptic church, then you might want to be thinking along the lines of, hey, if we've got appearances of Mary on these regular Catholic churches over here, and then we've got this one on this Coptic church, maybe we shouldn't have been dividing up all the time.
Maybe. And you have in the Catholic tradition, Our Lady of Guadalupe, 1531, in, where is that? Lady of the Miraculous Medal, 1830. Paris, 1846. At the, where is this, in France? France again, 1858. Ireland, 1879. Portugal, 1917. This is the famous one, Our Lady of Fatima. I still do not know what to do with that one. Ecuador or Peru Kingdom, Italy. You have so many of those. And then you have a few happening down here in the Coptic Church, as you can see, which are very recent. 1968, 2000, 2009. So you have these things happening, and it's a long history of this happening in the Roman Catholic Church, but you now have also have it happening in the Oriental Orthodox Church. So,
but not the Eastern Orthodox Church. Quite a coinky-dink.
Because the Eastern Orthodox Church doesn't need miracles.
Because we've got the proof.
So we've
got the proof. We've got the proof because we're so masculine. That's all we need.
You see,
we're super masculine.
So, dude, stop interrupting.
Only guys are welcome in our church. Only men are welcome in our church.
The phenomenon was seen by two Muslim bus mechanics who claimed to have witnessed a woman dressed in white on the roof of St. Mary's Coptic Church. One thought she was a nun about to attempt suicide by leaping from the... I said the word. No, the video.
Dude, why'd you say that?
Live stream is demonetized. By leaping from the roof and called for police. Intrigued by the mechanics yelling, "Don't jump," a crowd gathered at the site. The police attempted to disperse them, saying that the sighting was just a reflection of the light from the street lamp. However, a church custodian suggested the figure was the Virgin Mary, which greatly excited the crowd. The event itself ended after a few minutes. 1 week later, on the 9th of April, the phenomenon reoccurred, again lasting for only a few minutes. After that time, apparitions became more frequent, sometimes 2 or 3 times a week, for several years, ending in 1971. According to Coptic tradition, Zaytun is near one of the locations where the Holy Family stayed during their flight into Egypt. The Patriarch of the Coptic Orthodox Church of Alexandria, Pope Kyrillos VI, appointed a committee of high-ranking priests and bishops to investigate the matter, directed by Bishop Gregorius, Bishop of Postgraduate Studies, Coptic Culture and Scientific Research. On the 4th of May, Pope Kyrillos VI issued an official statement confirming the apparitions. Soon afterward, Egypt's Ministry of Tourism also issued a validation of the sightings and began printing pamphlets.
Are you kidding me? They had to get in on it?
This is interesting. Why didn't they become Christians then?
No, that seems like, oh, a bunch of people are going to want to take a pilgrimage here, so let's make some money off it.
All right, let's start a business. As the apparition appeared over a Coptic church, the Vatican left the investigation to the Coptic authorities. The apparitions were also allegedly witnessed by President Gamal Abdel Nasser, and images photographed by newspaper photographers and Egyptian television. Investigations performed by the police could find no apparent explanation. No device was found within a radius of 15 miles capable of projecting the image, and many photos were taken of the alleged apparition by independent photographers. With no alternative explanation and approval from religious and political officials, the Egyptian government accepted the apparitions as true.
What the heck?
Huh.
I'm trying to think, because, it'd be funny if Muslims are like, you see, we believe in Mary too. This is the proof of Islam.
Yeah, that's why it appeared over a church.
Yes, this is the proof that Islam is meant to take over this church.
You see,
we got the truth.
You see, we predicted it. Islam will become the owner of all churches. And then everywhere we will worship pedophilia. There were also claimed spiritual experiences, conversions, and reporting of healings from curing of blindness, paralysis, cancer, and other terminal illnesses after viewing the apparition, as reported by the Coptic weekly newspaper Watani in May 5, 1968. One of the priests, echoing the views of many clergy, said that the clarity of the vision differs from person to person. Spiritual depth, purity of heart, and faith all influence the degree to which the apparition is seen. Some witnesses see her figure clearly. Others perceive only light, while a few see nothing. On one night, twin brothers stood together watching. One saw the Virgin's full figure, while the other saw only a faint ray of light. It was also noted that children often saw her most vividly, for their innocence and purity make them more receptive to divine visions. Even those who did not see her directly experienced a profound spiritual atmosphere. Hymns, prayers, and tears of devotion filled the night. Crowds stood awake until dawn, yet none felt fatigue, returning home at sunrise filled with peace and faith. So, David, my question to you is now the following. Let us say you investigate this matter, right? Let's say you investigate this matter, and you find that there is no apparent explanation, and you find that this indeed does look the way the Virgin Mary has been depicted, and there is just no other explanation, and you come to the conclusion, this is all hypothetical, and you come to the conclusion that this is an extraordinary appearance with no natural explanation at all. What would you do with this information? I'm really curious.
Yeah, I don't know, man. What? Like again, it's what's the evidence that something miraculous has has happened, and then what exactly is it? Would it be confirming?
That's the issue.
Like suppose suppose I examine it, and this is actually some sort of appearance of the Virgin Mary. What would that be confirming? Is it confirming that Coptic church? Is it confirming that the Coptic church is the one true church? Is it like what's it confirming? Is it confirming general beliefs in appearances of Mary? Is it confirming that Mary is Queen of Heaven or something? Is it confirming that she's sinless? Like what's it confirming?
There are some videos of it also that are kind of very low quality. Videos are probably lower resolution filmed than the photos.
They said it stopped in 71.
Yeah.
Would be way cooler today with everyone having camera phones and stuff like that.
Oh, this is my thing. I want to see such an apparition today.
It's not going to happen to you. You're a dirtbag.
No, but maybe we can, not to me definitely, but maybe we can witness it. Maybe we can hear of it happening somewhere in today's world, and we can all capture it with cameras or something like that. I don't know. Let me see. I mean, I just saw in this list apparitions from recent. Our Lady of Warrock. It seems to have, I mean, here, let me share this. Our Lady of Warrock. Claimed apparition of Mary above the middle dome of the Virgin Mary and Archangel Michael Church. I don't really know what to do with this information here. I don't know what this looks like. I don't know what to do with it. It seems very low quality image. I do not know what to do with it at all.
Yo,
what?
You probably didn't have this happen because this was before your time, but lots of people in America have been kind of insulated from taking Marian apparition seriously just because there was this big boom in the 80s and 90s of people pointing to anything as an appearance. Like it would be, oh, I found a potato chip that looks like the Virgin Mary. You see, this is the proof. And then everyone would be, oh my goodness, a potato chip. Or this grilled cheese sandwich. It looks like it looks like I've seen all this, by the way. Like looks like the Virgin Mary. There were tons of those. So people are just like, I don't even want to hear it. I don't even want to hear it anymore. This stain on the wall from where something's running down my wall, it looks like the Virgin Mary. And then, it becomes like a place where people want to take a trip to and stuff like that. Matter of fact, wasn't that episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm where, oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, that was messed up.
I don't remember it at all.
But that was kind of a spoof on on this thing that kept happening in the 80s and 90s. So anyway, it got to the point where everyone's like, okay, you're seeing Mary everywhere. So when they hear about one, they're just automatically not going to take it seriously because, again, potato chips, grilled cheese sandwiches, and stuff like that.
So I have some issues. I mean, I know what you're talking about. I saw recently a video that was from Africa somewhere. Not recently, maybe I saw it like 2 years ago or something. Maybe it was last year. I don't remember. But it popped up on my Twitter feed a while ago. And it was from a church somewhere in Africa. And it was like, everyone was like, praise God. This just happened in our church. And you can see some light begins flashing and starts like changing colors and all that as it flashes into the church. And then the people in the church see it and they start jumping up and falling down and worshiping God and all that. And I just thought to myself, I don't understand what's happening. It's just light. So there are those things. that people can just interpret any light or any shape as that, then there is stuff like this, and I don't really know what to do with it. So when I ask you the question, for example, if you concluded, okay, there is no natural explanation to this, you can't explain it with any devices, you can't explain it with light going wrong, you can't explain it with anything. It's if you concluded, okay, this is definitely an extraordinary or even a miraculous occurrence. If I came to that conclusion, just like you, I probably wouldn't have any idea what to do with that information. So, honestly, doesn't matter if it happens on top of a Catholic church or on top of a Coptic church or on top of a Greek church. I honestly would have no idea what to do with this information.
Yeah, that's why I brought up like the issue of like hundreds of millions of Pentecostals believing they've witnessed miracles performed. It's like, okay, what's that confirming? That miracles happen? That God performs miracles? Or is it like confirming the Pentecostal church? Because those are two different things. It's like, I don't know.
The thing is also, part of it makes me think about the evidence for the resurrection. But then I think there is just no way to compare it, right? Because with the evidence of the resurrection, where we have 500 people witnessing Jesus after the resurrection, walking among them, the message there is a quite different one than the message of what appears to be the Virgin Mary standing on top of a roof of a church and just not saying anything, right?
Yeah, you had Jesus preaching for several years, then dying, rising from the dead, and then appearing to people and talking to them over a period of several weeks. So you kind of get the idea of what's being confirmed there.
I mean, I must say this does look very convincing. as I look at it closer.
Yeah, what's up? Like, there's a bunch of stuff glowing. Is that just like, was other stuff lit up and that's why you see is the roof lit up?
I don't know. Maybe the apparition is lighting up the roof. But when you look closer at it, it looks like very, very clearly like, I mean, here. It looks like this.
No, that has no halo, man.
Hey, imagine it had a halo. It kind of looks like this, doesn't it?
If it had a halo, yeah.
Huh.
Put a halo, man. Get one with a halo, dude.
I shan't do that. So, I do not know. I still have no idea what to do with this information, though. And it is that's the thing. So going back to the question, would this be convincing as evidence for the Catholic Church?
No, it's Coptic Orthodox, man.
It would convince me that something extraordinary, maybe something holy, and something is happening. It wouldn't necessarily show me. I mean, if it was Mother Mary coming and saying, "This is the true church, go there," then I would probably think, "Oh, okay, now I have to think about this." But just appearing and not saying anything, that's another thing.
Or if that had happened on a Greek Orthodox church, you'd be like, you see, this is the proof. We must slaughter everyone else who rejects the true church. The Orthobros are right.
Obviously. Ida Rogerson, hello, missed you both so much. What's up, Ida? Totally off topic. I finally got my own screaming goat that's based.
Really?
I can't even find my screaming goat. It must be somewhere here.
Yeah, I have to replace the battery in mine.
Mine too. Mine doesn't do the sound anymore. Doesn't scream anymore. It's called a screaming goat, but it doesn't scream. Very, very happy for you.
The Silent Goat podcast.
It's time to convert to Coptic. Oh, this is the true church. Yeah. David Wood, yo, says my fairy tale life. I emailed you the clip of Uthran I told you about on Hatun Stream. LOL. Just thought I'd let you know.
I saw it. That was pretty good. It was from one of those crappy movies. Like, I don't even know where. You know how like in like Turkey they tried to make cool movies and they were all like really, really bad. But like they've done them elsewhere. I couldn't tell where it was made, but it was It was all these people stabbing this dude, and it's like really, really terrible special effects and stuff like that. But My Fairy Tale Life put Uthman's face over the dude. And this would be the proof that Uthman was, in fact, stabbed by Islamophobes.
That's pretty crazy, man. That's pretty crazy.
Oh, you got it?
No, I don't.
It was 1924, and Khalil Abraham was about to build a hotel in the spot in Zaytun, where the Holy Family was said to have visited more than 1900 years earlier. One night, as he slept, Abraham was visited in a dream by the Virgin Mary. "Build a church in my name," the Virgin demanded, "and a miracle will take place in the future." He did just that. Then, on April 2nd,
Wait. I didn't know about any of this.
1968, the miracle took place. Two Muslim parking garage agents on Taman Bay Street in the Cairo suburb of Zaytun saw a woman perched perilously on the dome of the Church of St. Mary. Thinking she was a young woman trying to kill herself, they shouted for her to come down. Then they realized that this was no ordinary woman. Soon, word spread that the Virgin Mary had returned to the Church of Zaytun, built in an area that Mary had promised to return to after stopping at this spot to rest during the Holy Family's flight to Egypt. Bishop Marcos was among the thousands who saw the apparition of the Virgin Mary.
Bishop Marcos is pretty cool.
Hang on, man.
What?
So I asked, before Our Lady of Zaytun, was the guy told to build a church in her name? Was this narrative only found after the apparition or before? Yes, the property owner, identified in Coptic tradition as Tawfiq Khalil Ibrahim or Ibrahim Khalil, was reportedly told in a dream around 1920 to build a church instead of a commercial building, with the promise that Mary would return to bless the site decades later. This foundational narrative of the dream and the 50-year or 40-year prophecy was already established and documented before the 1968 public apparitions. The landowner proceeded to build the Church of St. Mary in Zaytun, which was completed and consecrated in the mid-1920s, exactly 40 to 50 years before the lights were first witnessed by mechanics in April 1968. While skeptics view the dream context as part of the retrospective myth-making or oral traditions that crystallized after the crowds gathered, local Coptic records and family histories maintained the account of the visionary dream decades before the events made international headlines. Huh. No, that is worth investigating, I must say.
AP just police whatever AI tells him.
Of Engineering at Cairo University, Bishop Marcos describes what he saw in 1968.
Just behind the church, in front of the wall of the church, I think.
He doesn't talk like that.
Not more than 40 or 50 meters.
Yo, just before the church, yeah.
Why does he sound all British?
Just before the church, man.
Wait, is that a hat or is that his hair?
That's his hat, man. That's a Coptic hat.
Approximately at
I've seen cops. I didn't see them wear that.
I have seen the vision.
Doesn't, what's his name again? The one very, very anti-Islamic Coptic guy. Priest.
Oh, Zachariah Boutros?
Yeah, doesn't he dress like that?
No, it doesn't look like that.
Really? Oh, no,
That one looks like hair.
He just has a little one. Yeah, and from what I've seen, I think they dress in like that in Egypt or something. But over here, they wear these little things.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I normally see Coptic priests like.
Yeah.
Complete. Very nice, very clear. I saw the complete face, complete body, and her hands waving to bless the people. And everyone could see that she concentrated her eyes on them exactly.
Soon, thousands of Christians and Muslims alike flocked to the tiny church, including President Nasser, who was stunned by the vision. The apparition changed the politics of Egypt as Nasser developed better relation with Egyptian Christians.
See, I mean, that looks like hair.
And of
I know it does.
course, all who saw the apparition were overwhelmed. One who witnessed the apparition was Dr. Otto Meinardus, a member of the German Theological Association and a Harvard-trained theologian who taught at the prestigious American University in Cairo. He marveled at what he saw in the early days of the apparition, bringing many students to witness what he called the most stunning sight he had ever seen.
Well, it occurred during the first days of April that thousands and 10,000s of people, both Muslims and Christians alike,
That sounds like John Lennox.
from the Church of the Holy Virgin to see the apparition
He
of the
does.
Virgin Mary as
Got way
she
too much hair there.
appeared there on the dome. The days later, large numbers of people, both Muslims and Christians of the various denominations, assembled there and witnessed the apparition in various forms. I myself saw it numerous times with friends in my parish, with university students, and yes, there's to me no doubt about it.
Dr. Carey
I've had this conversation recently with, it was only fleetingly mentioned because we were talking about something else, but just recently I had this conversation when I was in California with a very dear Coptic priest who is our mutual friend, Father Lazarus. He briefly mentioned this to me, as everybody knows this in our community, and so many of us have directly witnessed it and all that. Still, I have no idea to this day what to do with this information. Anyway, David, now that you have seen this, are you ready to submit to Rome?
No, why would I submit to Rome? But I am debating Jay Dyer on what is the true church at DebateCon. So maybe I'll just go in there and say the Coptic Orthodox Church.
Dude, if you say that, he's going to he's going to lose it. He hates the Copts.
Oh, really?
He hates the Oriental Orthodox.
Really?
Yeah, he even calls
That's
them.
good to know.
I'll let it go.
Oh, yeah, he's the one who said they're not martyred. Well, oh, yeah, that's a dirtbag move.
He goes way worse than that in what he calls those people, what he calls Copts and Oriental Orthodox Christians in general.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, think about that, right? Like all these orthobros trash talking the cops, and there you've got, I guess, like one of the best cases for a miraculous appearance on a Coptic Orthodox church.
Yep.
Orthobros, what do you got that's better than that, man? Oh, but we're masculine. It's all guys in our church. See, that proves we're masculine.
And Coptic Christians are fantastic people. I mean, from all the times that I've interacted with them and that I've been around them, I felt it was always a very great thing to be around these people. It almost felt like I'm actually walking among, I don't know, early Christians or something like that. It's like their general behavior and their attitude and all that is fantastic people. And to see that some of these guys are so hateful toward them, it's just messed up.
Yeah, and the cops are normally, I'm trying to think of anyone who's not, but they're normally like cheering you on as you're wrecking Islam, man. They're normally cheering you on, like, please wreck Islam. We can't really do it. We can't really do it where we're from. So you guys, please keep doing it for us, because it's not safe for our community in Egypt. Where, unlike the Orthobros, no, you can't wreck Islam because we have to protect it because it's so strong and based like us. That's why we defend it.
Ash says the few Oriental Orthodox I've interacted with have been the most clearly living in a Christ-like way I have seen. And that has been my observation. Very fantastic people. So
they got to quit calling it Oriental, though.
It was kind of a concession on their part, which was like the Eastern Orthodox came to be known as the Eastern Orthodox, and then they came to be referred to as the Oriental Orthodox, and I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, but it sounds like they like practice kung fu in their church or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We eat ramen noodles.
That's right. And this reminds me, we should still get into the whole thing of going through all the ecumenical councils, because that's a very, very important one.
I also wanted to check out some debates, man. So sometimes we need to just go live longer, because like we watched part of the who was it? It was Trent Horn. Man, my brain is fried right now. It was Trent Horn. Oh, it was Trent Horn versus Gavin Ortlund. And we watched the opening statements and I think the first rebuttals, but it's like, man, we should just watch the entire thing. And other debates like that, so we can see who's getting humiliated.
There was something recent that I actually wanted to watch from Gavin Ortland, but I don't remember what it was.
Dr. Carey Malik was a
Oops.
Yeah, it's like
Ortland.
look, man, it's like, all the Dawa drama and all this stupid stuff they do. It's fun to watch, and we do need to watch it, but we do need like serious stuff.
Very serious.
So it's not just sitting around making fun of how stupid Dawa is all the time.
Very, very serious stuff. He recently made a video that was what church was like in 150 AD, which I found very interesting. Gavin Ortland. I did notice a lack of something important there, though.
What would it feel?
The Pope?
No.
You like the Pope? I don't believe in the Pope, man.
Walk into a church service in 150 AD, sermon, prayer, Eucharist, and giving. First, he writes, and the memoirs of the apostles, or the writings of the prophets, are read as long as time permits. Then, when the reader has ceased, the president verbally instructs and exhorts to the imitation of these good things. The memoirs of the apostles is very likely referring to the Gospels. This shows that prior to the finalization of the New Testament canon, both Old Testament and New Testament are used side by side in worship. After the scripture reading, a homily or sermon is given by the president, a term referencing the leader.
He's reading Justin Martyr's first apology, where he describes what Christians actually do when they go to church.
Of this church, what in other contexts would be called a bishop or sometimes an overseer or elder. The sermon is not just information, but an exhortation to imitate Christ. People are being called out of themselves onto the sacred path of discipleship. This leads to a communal response from the people. Justin writes, then.
Take some. I want to see what you're watching here. Take a few super chats. Jai was here. Jai was keeping. We didn't have a nurse, so Jai was keeping an eye on things while my wife was out. She's back. I need to see if I need to call my son to give him a ride or something like that. What?
David is like, don't keep watching this without me. All right,
I want to check it out because it's Gavin Ortland. It's not one of you weird orthobro buddies or something like that.
All right, go and come back quickly, man. I want to watch it too. Please don't watch this without me, please. I'm gonna miss out, please. Ronnie, so when in your view is who in your view is the author of the Quran? This is the thing. I read this stuff and I want David to answer too, not just me. Oh, he's gone. He tells me to get super chats. Who in your view is the author of the Quran? Multiple authors with some stuff coming from Mo. Is the biblical content in it pure work of mouth? I would say that I would definitely say that most of it is surely from Muhammad. That most of it is stuff that Muhammad actually recited. I think it is highly unlikely that it was a community work, right? Community product. I think that Muhammad was the primary source of the stuff that has been said in the Quran. However, I would say that Muhammad probably was advised and given opinions and heard a lot of things, asked people things, who told them things, which he then repeated as revelations from Allah, which people then wrote down. That said, the Quran as we know it only came into existence. So what happened is Muhammad receives revelations, and there are no witnesses to his revelations. He then recites those revelations to people around him who hear, who memorize, or who write down notes from the stuff that he says. Only after Muhammad dies do the people come together and say, hey, we should be compiling this all into one book. But then there's discussion about it because Muhammad never said that this should be done. Then they do it anyway. And they find all the memorizers and all the scribes and compile everything and turn it into one book. But during that process, they may have corrupted or added or removed stuff from the Quran. And then only from then, 20 years later, or 20 years later, during the time of Uthman, are all the Qurans brought together and then standardized into one Quran in the broadest sense. I would say that it was probably mostly Muhammad, but he was probably fed a lot of stuff. The Quran gives hints of that. The Quran calls him the ear. The Quran says that people just tell him things and he believes everything they say. Plus, I think that during the compilation period, people have probably removed and added stuff. Who really knows? I think the most important part is that it's full of nonsense. It's full of garbage. So whoever wrote it didn't do a very good job. And I know that David is going to give the same response. Anne Wyckoff, what's up, Anne? Converting to Christ via Catholicism or Orthodoxy, great. Converting to Candicism, Orthodoxy, or Webbonism is not so great. I agree entirely. Randy Bales gifted 3 memberships so far. What's up, Randy Bales? Randy Bales. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Just so you know, Jai is safe. Luke came over to give him a ride, so he's good.
Okay. Are you happy now?
Yes.
Sivako,
Everyone is
AP
safe.
proving his claim to Constantinople is strong. Yes. Camden, did you know why goats evolved to scream? It's because of Muslim men, you see. Bobby Susanbach says, nice. No, I mean otter, LOL.
That was from
Lazarus.
That was from Naked Gun.
Naked Gun, yeah. Lazarus, thank you for the gifted membership. Dr. Wood, when is the studio ready? AP, how did your family react to your conversion? God bless y'all and the chat. David, when is your studio ready?
In my mind, tomorrow. But I also know from experience, probably won't be tomorrow. It'll probably be like
a month from now.
Like I'm thinking, okay, I massively underestimate how long things will take. Everything's done. Told Luke to come over tomorrow so we can finish setting it up. Experience tells me some stupid little tiny thing is going to go horribly wrong, and it's going to take us 2 or 3 days to fix that. That's just my experience. In theory, everything goes swimmingly perfect, and then we're all set up. But yeah, it just tends to not work out that way.
You're terrible at organizing and timing, man. You're terrible at that. GV, my family didn't react very well, but you can watch videos on that on my channel. GV, otters will mess you up. No joke, they're savage. I know.
Hey guys, hang on, hold on. Hey guys, what was the movie where there was an otter Bob, and he was all mad because Buffalo Bill was famous, and he had caught more otters than Buffalo Bill had caught buffalo, and he's mad because he caught more otters than Buffalo Bill caught buffalo, so he's mad that he wasn't famous.
I've never heard of this.
I don't even remember what movie it was. It was Otter Bob. I think it was like Burt Reynolds playing Otter Bob. Never mind. I'm just going to look it up. I don't know why I'm asking people to look it up.
I've never heard of it.
5 seconds to look it up.
If I've never heard of it, it probably doesn't exist.
Otter Bob.
The site I gave you, the ECR, there is details.
Oh, that was a terrible movie. That was the Cherokee Kid with Sinbad, and Burt Reynolds played Otter Bob. I saw that. That was an awful movie, but I liked Otter Bob. All right, back to
Otter Bob. Randy Bales, God bless you, AP, and Feed Kicks Wood, praying for y'all. Thank you, Randy. Thank you. Always appreciate you. Daddy Hikma, I'm also praying for you, by the way. Your thoughts on Madkhali versus Daniel Beef? I don't even know what to think about it. I haven't followed it well enough, but
yeah, we haven't been following that in a while, man.
Daniel Kikic criticizes Arab authorities in the Arab world, and those opposing him say, "How dare you? You're supposed to be loyal to the authorities, to our leaders, to our rulers," for which they're accused of being Madkhalis, which is a movement that is kind of loyalist among the Salafis. So it's like an inner Salafi traditionalist fight among a bunch of people who have severe problems. I'm rooting for both sides. Hello, Yidi. Still here with you, though you said my people's beliefs are false and our religion wrong. When you spoke with that so boring ortho dude, still love you and David Wood. I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, I've had this conversation several times now with Jews and all that, and it's like I have to necessarily say, because I testify that, that my faith is true, that I would say that you are mistaken in your religious beliefs. From your perspective, from your religious Jewish perspective, you would have to say that I am mistaken in my religious beliefs. Of course, when I say that you are mistaken in your religious beliefs, the difference is that I'm right. But we can still be good with each other.
What ortho dude?
And all that. Dude, you're stuck on the ortho dude. I have no idea.
That's so boring, ortho dude. That's so boring, ortho dude. You just attacked an ortho dude and called him
Wait,
boring. That's very rude.
Was that a reference to Ash Mays? I think they thought Ash Mays is an ortho dude. Ash Mays is Catholic, so
I thought everyone thought Ash Mays was like had a good mix of funny questions and good deep questions and stuff.
dude, it was the whole conversation was supposed to be Ash invites me, he asks me serious questions, and then he starts mixing with that completely nonsensical and sarcastic questions.
Yeah, people are saying it kind of parts were like between two ferns, basically.
Yes. And the thing is, I didn't do a very good job. I thought at first I'm going to completely keep a serious face doing everything, but some of the questions were just so too funny, and I couldn't keep a straight face, and I started laughing. And Ash still keeps a straight face throughout it. It was a funny conversation. It was a good conversation, and it's funny how some people really took certain parts seriously. It was very, very good.
Why'd you have to attack people's beliefs with that boring ortho dude, Ash Mays?
I attacked everyone's beliefs. I attack everyone's beliefs.
Hey, Ash Mays, change your channel name to Boring Ortho Dude.
You know what's funny though?
What?
This was the best moment of this discussion. Let me show you. So he's an ex-Jew, right? Or he's an ex-Orthodox Jew. He's still a Jew, but he's a Catholic Christian. He's a Catholic Christian, and talks about his experience in Orthodox Judaism. And I'm an ex-Muslim. I'm just like that, you know. And nowadays, I just want to be a Christian. So they call me the Warner, actually.
Now, you built an entire identity around being an apostate.
Mm-hmm.
So did you,
becoming.
that was a burn. You have to admit it, Ash. You have to admit it. That was a burn, wasn't it? That hurt. I know it hurt. You got all red.
What kind of loser built his entire identity around just leaving something?
You got destroyed. But hey, I appreciate that. Hello, Edie, and I love you guys. Seriously. Cult Wraith, the Antichrist will come with signs and lying wonders and acts. A demon-possessed girl give accurate prophecies. Miracles on their own don't mean truth. Brand Nguyen says, hello, it's not a motive native to Judaism nor the early Jesus movement. Definitely a Greek thing. Makes these miracles sus from my perspective. I mean, they were part of depictions very early on. I know that in those depictions, a lot of stuff from surrounding Greco-Roman imagery was adopted and included, but just changed into Christian ways. I wouldn't think that there's anything really wrong with that. I'm not sure how far back the whole idea of halos to depict holiness goes, though. So, Timothy Freeman, do you know anything about this, David? Do you know anything about halos? You seem to have one yourself, so I thought you would know. Let's keep watching this.
I know about the game Halo Wars.
Oh, nice.
But it's funny because in Halo Wars, which is I think one of only two modern games that I played, I would be the character Brute Chieftain, which became Zut Chieftain once we started talking about the Zut.
Nice.
Gather and pray. Now, singing may have been included along with prayer at this point, since we know from other accounts at this time that Christian gathering also included singing. This leads to the climactic part of worship, the Lord's Supper or the Eucharist. Justin writes, when our prayer is ended, bread and wine and water are brought, and the president, in like manner, offers prayers and thanksgivings according to his ability, and the people
assent. President?
Amen. The phrase according to his ability suggests that the president's prayer is not a fixed script. Rather, he is extemporizing. Moreover, the people continue to participate during this prayer, saying Amen. After this, the bread and wine are distributed to those present, and to those who are absent, a portion is sent by the deacons. This practice highlights a strong sense of communal belonging, and that belonging is expressed not merely through sharing the Eucharist, but through meeting other needs as well. Because Justin notes that those who are well-to-do provide for the needy, whether orphans and widows, the
So it
sick,
should be.
prisoners, or foreigners. So in the 2nd century, caring for the vulnerable was a part of the worship gathering. Christian gatherings involved not just the vertical, hearing from God and then responding to God, but also the horizontal.
Okay, so as I watched this, I noticed that he left something very, very important out here, and this is not an accusation, Gavin.
Yes, it is, Gavin.
Just an observation.
And an
Which is-
accusation and a condemnation.
Which is when we go to the text,
Mm-hmm.
the first apology, we find the following here.
Gavin, cherry picking. Mm.
There's something very, very crucial, something theologically extremely crucial that Justin Martyr highlights here and separates as its own chapter, left out. So let's start from here, right? But we, after we have thus washed him who has been convinced and has assent to our teachings, bring him to the place where those we call who are called brethren are assembled, in order that we may offer hearty prayers and in common for ourselves and for the baptized person, and for all others in every place, that we may be counted worthy, now that we have learned the truth by our works, also to be found good citizens and keepers of the commandments, so that we may be saved with an everlasting salvation. Having ended the prayers, we salute one another with a kiss. There is then brought to the president.
Wait,
of
you're
the
making it.
brethren-
Wait. You're talking about he needs to include the kiss because you want to like start that up again? Come on.
No.
Go
There
to
is then
France,
brought to
dude.
the
They still do it in
president
France.
of the brethren bread and a cup of wine mixed with water. And he, taking them, gives praise and glory to the Father of the universe through the name of the Son and the Holy Spirit, and offers thanks at considerable length for our being counted worthy to receive these things at his hand. And when he has concluded the prayers and thanksgiving, all the people present express their assent by saying Amen. This word Amen answers in the Hebrew language to so be it. And when the president has given thanks and all the people have expressed their assent, those who are called by us deacons give to each of those present to partake of the bread and wine mixed with water over which the thanksgiving was pronounced. And to those who are absent, they carry away a portion. Here
Yeah, he
comes
said
the
all that.
crucial part.
He said all that except for the kiss.
Here comes the
He
very
left out the
crucial
kiss.
part.
The
The
kiss.
very, very crucial part of the Eucharist, chapter 66. And this food is called among us Eucharistia, the Eucharist, of which no one is allowed to partake, but the man who believes that the things which we teach are true, and who has been washed with the washing that is for the remission of sins, and unto regeneration, and who is so living as Christ has enjoined. For not as common bread and common drink do we receive these, very, very important, but in like manner as Jesus Christ our Savior, having been made flesh by the word of God, had both flesh and blood for our salvation. So likewise have we been taught that the food which is blessed by the prayer of his word, and from which our blood and flesh by transmutation are nourished, is the flesh and blood of that Jesus who was made flesh. This is 2nd century Christianity. Yeah. For the apostles in the memoirs composed by them, which are called Gospels, have thus delivered unto... So this is the part that was missing. Okay, wait, it continues. For the apostles in the memoirs composed by them, which are called Gospels, have thus delivered unto us what was enjoined upon them. That Jesus took bread, and when he had given thanks, said, This do in remembrance of me. Luke 22:19. This is my body. And that after the same manner, having taken the cup and given thanks, he said, This is my blood, and gave it to them alone. And then he later goes into angry raging, which the wicked devils have imitated in the mysteries of Mithras, commanding the same thing to be done. For that bread and a cup of water are placed with certain incantations in the mystic rites of one who is being initiated, you either know or can learn. So this very, very important part, I thought, would be very important to also include, which is that the Christians come together and take communion and eat the bread and drink the wine, and they think it and believe it to be the actual body and blood of Christ, which is the highlight of the communion of the Sunday gathering.
Yeah, but I didn't see much of it. But isn't the point of the video just what a church service looked like?
Yes.
Okay.
But this is like the whole highlight, the whole point of the church service, which is why he puts it as a separate section right after what is being prepared and what is being done.
But how
All
does
this
the
in
church?
preparation
How does
for-
the church service look different based on that?
Oh, this is what the church does. I thought it would be very, very important to include that. This is basically what they're preparing for.
They're doing something, but they have a belief. You're not talking about the beliefs, man. You're talking about what the service looks like.
This is what the service looks like.
I'm
That's what
saying,
they do.
stop attacking this man.
I'm not attacking him. I think it's a very, very crucial part. I mean, I really appreciate this video, actually.
You are beating Gavin Ortland like he's a pinata, man. Leave the dude alone. You said, here's what a church service looked like. Here's what a church service looked like.
Gavin Ortland, you have been humiliated.
Hey.
I challenge you to Mubahala.
Yeah.
Look, I even like the video.
debate.
See?
Why
You
you,
see, I
why
like
you,
the video.
Why are you misrepresenting Justin Martyr?
Look,
Gavin
I even
Ortland.
like the video. See?
Oh.
I challenge you to a Mubahala, Gavin. I challenge you to a Mubahala.
Serving each other. What I hope you feel is two features of Justin's account: belonging and sacredness. Just picture yourself in a dimly lit living room somewhere in Italy in 155 AD with a few dozen other Christians, maybe a merchant, an innkeeper.
Hey, Tony!
Perhaps some who have just left the synagogue.
Hey, let's get some pizza.
But in all this diversity, all are one in Christ. Everyone participates and everyone belongs because their identity in Christ is stronger than anything that separates them. The actual service is relatively simple.
Oh,
but
hey, now that is relevant, dude. That is relevant to that other section of Justin Martyr, right? He said everyone participates, whereas Justin Martyr said no, not everyone participates. You got to be doing this right.
Huh, I didn't even.
And that is actually in Scripture that you don't play around.
You don't play around, son.
We don't play.
Do it right.
We don't play. We don't play in 150 AD.
You're gonna be kicked out the door, man. Gotta do it right.
We don't play. So if you're playing, you just sit back and watch. You just sit back there and watch.
I didn't even pay attention to that part, but that's
yeah. See, you're not even paying attention to what you're sitting here accusing a man of being a false teacher and a heretic and a liar, and then see that.
See, David is here attacking Gavin Ortland. He put together this video, which obviously went a lot of work into, and David is here. No, he's not even representing it correctly. What's wrong with you, man? You're jealous because you couldn't make such a video?
You're jelly.
It's sacred. God is present, speaking through his word, bestowing grace through the bread and the wine. In the eyes of the world, nothing important is happening. But actually, this is the inbreaking of the kingdom of heaven on earth. A community is being shaped, and a new reality is being unleashed that will change history. This gathering is sacred to God. Friends, church today might look different from this in the external circumstances, but we worship the same Jesus. What if people today experienced Jesus so profoundly in our worship gatherings that they walked away knowing two things with certainty? This is sacred, and I belong here.
That's a very good message.
And this is the guy you and all your orthobro buddies hate. What?
Yeah. Much respect to Gavin, all jokes aside, despite the fact that we just humiliated him. Timothy Freeman, prominent growth of Coptic Catholics, Copts in full communion with Peter. You mean with Rome? Our Lady help of Christians, converting all Orthodox. Pray for us. There you go. Now we're having a very nice conversation here. Now you're coming with, oh, you are all fake. You're supposed to come to the true church. Red True's Rap 2. I did contribute to the Catholic Coptic dialogue. I thought it said I did. It did contribute to the Catholic Coptic dialogue, even if there is a Christological doctrine they are wrong on, according to Protestants too, by the way. It doesn't mean God's grace and miracles can't reach them. Yeah, I think it's one of the sadder things that the Oriental Orthodox, the Copts are separated from the rest of Christianity because of an issue that was basically a disagreement over words during the Fourth Council. It's something we should analyze at some point and discuss.
We should. Sometimes, checking on some of this stuff that people would split over, and you're like, good point there. Good point. These guys are screwed up. And other times you're like, wait, you split up over what? You split up over what? That this term?
I mean, that discussion, it does sound a little bit significant because it was after the Nestorian heresy and Arianism, which both went into different extreme directions on the nature of Christ. And then during the Fourth Council...
You mean the Nestorianism of Nestorius, or what later was called Nestorianism?
Both. But it was basically attempted to be a correction and a clarification of those beliefs. And it was supposed to be established at the Fourth Council that Christ has two natures. He's completely... he has a complete human nature and a complete divine nature, and we state that these are two natures that are both in one person. They are undivided, but without confusion, inseparable, and so on and so forth. But those who became the Oriental Orthodox, the Copts and others, said, no, we will not accept the statement two natures, because it's too confusing and it almost goes into the heresy of Nestorianism, which is why we will only call it one united nature. The funny thing about calling it one united nature also implies that it is more than one nature. It's a united, right? But they say if it is a united, it's like when a man and a woman have united and become one. So it is conceptually one nature. In theory, it is still two natures, but we will not say it is two natures. We will say it is one nature. It is united. And so, and the rest of the council said, no, this is not acceptable. You have to say it's two natures. You can't say one nature. So, all right, then we're out. That's basically it. That's a very dumbed down version. And the funny thing is that both sides essentially believe the same thing.
That's what I'm saying. So you have the one nature versus two natures, and even if they're saying like one nature, their view was like the human nature is so like basically tiny by comparison that it's like a drop of honey going into the ocean. It's you can't even call it. How are you gonna even call that? Two natures anymore. It's just it kind of dissolves into the divine. So just the divine nature. But anyway, yeah.
Well,
so,
in the case of these guys, of the Orientals, they don't even believe that. They believe simply that he is fully human and fully divine. So he's in thought still two natures, but we don't call it two natures. We call it one united nature.
You had the one nature, and you had people accusing people of saying that, and they're going, no, that's not what we're saying. And then you had the one will versus two wills. And that sort of fell back on the one nature and two nature. Well, if you have a complete nature, then you'd have a complete will. And then you had also two natures in one person, or two natures in two persons, but they're like splitting churches over this stuff. And it's like, I think you guys are right. That makes more sense. But should you really be like completely splitting with these guys over this stuff? Well,
that's the funny thing. After the split happened, the next council was basically about trying to clarify everything and maybe trying to get those Orientals back. But it only got worse from there on. So
I know, especially they all learned kung fu, man.
Yeah. Alejandro Perez says, can you guys agree with their theology on Christ? Whose theology?
Their theology.
If you're talking about the Orientals, I mean, I basically just explained it. So I can't sit here and make a definitive statement. Lango Big Mac, love both of your work, AP. As an atheist, you took Christianity more serious than I did as a Christian. It's a pleasure to watch the Lord work through you both. May he continue to do so. Thank you both for inspiring me to take my faith seriously. I appreciate that very, very much. I appreciate that very, 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 very much. But you know that I'm nowadays a Christian, right? I hope you do. But God bless you. I really appreciate that. Seriously.
Yeah, but I mean, you get people like giving you a compliment like this, and it's like, then they click on. It's all like, you making zoot jokes, man.
I know that's the worst thing. It's supposed to be a Christian channel. It's like zoot, zoot, not in the zoot sense. Christine Livebird says, have immaculate what? Have Immaculée Ilibigaza of the Rwandan genocide on. Or is that a name? Immaculée Ilibigaza. She can speak to you.
It's a pretty cool name. I didn't know.
Google
I've never
this
seen that name before. Immaculée.
Oh, that is an actual name. Immaculée Ilibagiza. You spelled it wrong. You spelled it wrong. It wasn't even my mistake. It was your mistake. You spelled it wrong. Look at that. You spelled it wrong. Anyway, have Immaculée Ilibagiza of the Rwandan genocide on. She can speak to you of Our Lady's apparition warning of the genocide and how she survived the massacre. God loves to magnify his glory through his creatures. No creature did that better than the Blessed Mother. That'll be an interesting conversation to have. How can one reach her? She's on X, but hasn't posted anything in 1 year. I'll make a note of this. Thank you. Thank you, Christine. Appreciate that. Paul, the Clancy trial going to be Candace's next conspiracy. She has said some crazy things about it, I saw, but I haven't followed it enough yet. Another. Did you make the super chat twice? Did you intend to make the super chat twice? Because it's a very big super chat and you made it twice, just so you know.
Yeah, if you didn't mean to do that twice, you need to ask for
contact me or ask to see how to somehow get it back, or contact me and I'll give it back to you or something like that. Please. But I think there should be a way to somehow do that. I don't know. The Scorpion King, but thank you and God bless you. I will look into it, really. The Scorpion King 2020. You should see a Pakistani movie, International Guerrillas, which released after Rushdie affair. It shows Rushdie as main bad guy leading a global Jewish Hindu gang trying to destroy Islam. What?
No, that's the movie that Esau always talks about. And like at the end, there are all these flying Qurans. There are all these flying Qurans up here shooting lasers to destroy Salman Rushdie. It's pretty based. Flying Qurans shooting lasers at Salman Rushdie. Muslims were like, Alhamdulillah, this is the proof.
Wait, what the hell? It's got an IMDb score of 3 out of 10.
Based.
It's 3 hours long. Wait a minute, what? What the hell is this? International Guerrillas. Original title International Gorilla is a 1990 spy action film from Pakistan, originally released in the context of the Satanic Verses controversy. The movie portrays Salman Rushdie as its main villain. The film was made primarily in the Urdu, Punjabi, and so on and so on and so forth. The film's protagonists are 3 Pakistani brothers, the eldest one being a police officer and the younger 2 small-time hoodlums. The 3 brothers ultimately reconcile in light of the controversy in a dramatized version of the Islamabad police firing on a mob in 12 February 1990, when 5 demonstrators were killed and 83 injured. The younger sister is killed by the police while demonstrating against Rushdie. The 3 brothers decide to avenge her and Islam's honor by hunting down and killing Rushdie. They receive the help of a female police officer in the course of their mission. This already sounds incredibly stupid. Oh, it's not very long. Salman Rushdie, played by Afzal Ahmed, is portrayed in the film as a sadistic criminal mastermind working for an international conspiracy devoted to destroying Islam, as the Muslim faith is an obstacle to his wishes of building casinos, nightclubs, and brothels around the world. He is depicted as hiding in the Philippines, guarded by a private army led by an Israeli general. Right. Said Khan Rangila stars as Chief Batu Batu, Rushdie's main Jewish henchman. Rushdie lives a life of hedonism and other excesses and routinely amuses himself by torturing and killing the mujahideens who regularly try to hunt him down. He also enjoys torturing Muslims by making them listen to readings of the satanic verses.
We got it. We got to just make a movie like this, man.
Dude, we have to watch this movie. The protagonists arrive in the Philippines and start their hunt for Rushdie, who escapes them repeatedly thanks to the use of multiple decoys. In the course of one of their attempts to kill Rushdie, the three brothers appear wearing Batman costumes. The Israeli general's sister is sent to seduce one of the Muslim guerrillas, but ends up falling in love with him. And ultimately converting to Islam in the final scene. The film ends with a gunfight opposing the four international guerrillas and Rushdie's army of Israeli henchmen. The heroes defeat the villains, and as Rushdie attempts to flee the scene, three giant Qurans appear in the sky. Three giant Qurans appear in the sky and fire lightning bolts at the right, incinerating him.
It's pretty powerful. Hey, look at the name there too. Cast Mustafa Qureshi. That's like one of Nabil's cousins. Oh, Hamayun Qureshi. Like Nabil's whole like distant family here.
Three giant Qurans appear in the sky and fire lightning bolts at the right.
They're blasting him, man.
They're blasting.
I saw it. I saw it with my own eyes. This is the proof.
International guerrillas. I have to find a way to watch this, man. I will investigate and try to find a way to watch this.
You can watch it. Issa showed me clips like just on YouTube and stuff, man.
Really?
Yeah. Look for international guerrilla, like the space lasers or Quran lasers or something.
Huh.
What?
I found the whole movie available on YouTube.
Oh, shocker. They're losing so much revenue.
But I want to see the scene where they fire with a cross.
Yeah, go to the end, man.
It's very low quality, though.
It's going to blow your mind, though, man. I love their film work. There's the three brothers. Here you go. You ready? Get ready. Believe in the Quran. These effects aren't very special. Look, this is the book, you non-believer. Concede to the fact that this is the book in which we have no doubt. This is the book wherein there is no room for doubt. Concede, Shaitan, that God himself has vowed to protect the holy book.
I just have one question. Why is the book flying in the sky, but the book is put on one of those reading things?
Because to film their special effects, you just needed like a picture of the book, but they didn't want it to just sit on the floor, so you had to have it on a stand, man.
Today, your death is going to be a warning for all non-believers.
There it is. Boom. Hey, that's 4 Qurans, man. That's not 3. Wait for it. Look, his nose is bleeding. His mouth is bleeding and his nose is bleeding. they're shooting the crap out of him. Those Qurans are zooting that dude. There is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his prophet.
Well, people, don't marry your cousins.
And guys, that's actually what happened when Salman Rushdie came out with the Satanic Verses novel.
Don't marry your cousins, and don't marry goats. It's not good for you, as you have just seen.
No, I mean, dude, but think about this, because we're like, hey, check out this, this Marian apparition. What does this mean? What are the implications? Dude, they got Qurans firing lightning bolts at Salman Rushdie. And you actually hear the message. You said, "Hey, I want to hear what they're saying." They're saying, "This is the truth. This is the truth. This is the proof." It would. I have to say that would have been way cooler if the Qurans were blasting. This is the proof.
This is the proof.
This is the proof.
This is the proof.
We've got the
This
truth.
is the proof. This is the truth. This is so stupid, man.
Pretty powerful, though.
Don't rape goats and don't marry your cousins. Also, don't rape your cousins.
Hey, this
Which
guy's
also
talking about
makes
this movie. You should see a Pakistani. It says Pakistani. Pakistani movie, International Guerrillas, which was released after the Rushdie affair. It shows Rushdie as main bad guy leading a global Jewish Hindu gang trying to destroy Islam. Funny as hell. We should check that out, man.
Oh, I should check that out. Let's see. Robert Renato says, for proper Catholic answers, I would love you to have a discussion with Joe Heschmeyer.
Why we want Catholic answers when we need Coptic answers?
I know of Joe Heschmeyer. I think I watched a video of his. Wasn't he on... he probably was on Mad Fred, wasn't he? I will keep it in mind. Yasak says, yeah, David, he's been running from OO debates for the last year versus Apostolic Orthodoxy, Egan, while calling you a grifter for dodging debates.
Who?
I think he's talking about Jay Dyer.
Oh, Jay Dyer's been running. Oh, yeah, I have heard that. I have heard that about Jay.
I know Egan. He's a very knowledgeable and very good guy. It
would crush Jay Dyer.
Yeah, he would probably crush Jay Dyer.
Jay Dyer's too effeminate to debate.
King Drummer says, have you heard the news that the Taliban might be slowly losing control in Afghanistan? Another Freedom Front just announced itself.
That would be cool.
To make the grand total to 3 anti-Taliban pro-freedom groups. Haven't followed the situation much on the ground. Pressured by insurgents after 5 years in power. August 14th. That is a week ago. The Taliban managed to retake power in Afghanistan on August 15, 2021. Now they face armed factions who challenge the Taliban rule and strain their central claim of providing security. According to different reports, there are now multiple factions. They lost part control of the capital temporarily. There are armed groups, the National Resistance Front, led by some people, and so on. Well,
and then you've got the Afghan United Front.
I have very conflicted thoughts about Afghanistan in general at the moment, but part of me just really doesn't care about Afghanistan as long as they keep everything to themselves.
I asked AI, is the Taliban losing control? The Taliban
David trusts AI.
The Taliban is not collapsing or immediately losing power, but its grip faces growing strain. While the regime remains firmly in control, it faces mounting pressure like Muhammad on the night of Al-Zut, from localized armed resistance, severe economic and humanitarian crises, and violent border clashes with Pakistan. Hey, Pakistan, maybe you need to make an international guerrillas movie, bring back these great characters, and all these Quran space lasers can go shoot the Afghani Taliban.
Taliban claim Pakistan supports insurgents in Afghanistan. The strongest challenge to Taliban control could originate from outside of Afghanistan's borders. Relations between Afghanistan and Pakistan, once considered one of Taliban's closest allies, have been fraught with tension since 2021, erupting in full-on clashes this year. According to a United Nations report from May, cross-border hostilities during the first 3 months of 2026 resulted in at least 372 Afghan civilian deaths and nearly 400 injuries. That's interesting. Well, I'm rooting for both sides. Recyclable now. Raymond Ibrahim should become the first cop, bro. That'd be funny.
Yeah.
Can we get a wood chop with Dr. Woodstream?
And I mean, Raymond Ibrahim is a dude who could just like pick up any orthobro with one hand and like throw him back to Russia.
Back to Russia. Can we get a wood chop with Dr. Woodstream, David? When are you going to start live streaming from your wood shop?
I don't know.
Metamorphosis found a pretty funny entry for Momo. Not in the good sense. In an old encyclopedia, check it on X, Metalmorph 81. I shall see right now. Metalmorph 81.
With the underline thing there.
With the underline thing here. In 1911, they knew what's up. Let's see. Let's have a look at that. Let's look at that. To zoom in here. Webster's Home and Office Encyclopedia, reference book of someone so and so. Let's see what the entry says. Mohammed, founder of the religion of Islam and a so-called prophet, was born at Mecca about 570 AD and belonged to the Quraysh tribe of Arabs. Left an orphan in early youth, Muhammad was given by his uncle and guardian Abu Talib a commercial training, and at 25 years of age he married a rich widow of Mecca, many years his senior, but with whom he lived many years in happiness. Relieved by this fortunate alliance from pecuniary cares, Muhammad, when arrived at the age of 40, began to entertain religious ideas quite subversive of the idolatrous worship he had hitherto attached himself to. Pretending to be inspired by divine revelation, he openly renounced the faith of his fathers and expounded doctrines of a reformed religion in which the unity of God and the renunciation of false gods constituted the fundamental points. He styled himself the prophet of the Almighty, and though sustained by some few adherents, he speedily found himself the object of a fanatic persecution. He fled from Mecca to the city of Medina, July 16, 622 AD, from which date begins the era of the Hegira. At Medina, he became both king and priest, married his second wife, the beautiful Aisha, and levied war against
married his second wife, the beautiful Aisha. She was 9, guys.
She was 9. Over whom he ultimately prevailed. In 630, he returned to Mecca triumphant and was there acknowledged sovereign and prophet of Islam. He purified the Kaaba, destroyed its idols, and enacted that the holy city should be closed against the infidels. He next subjugated the rest of Arabia, opened a war with Rome, and was preparing an expedition into Syria. When he died at Medina, June 7, 632. The life and works of this extraordinary man have formed the subject of numerous biographies, among the best of which are those by Springer, Washington, Irving, Carlyle, Perdue, and de Berrequini. Okay. They didn't really know what's up. I mean, they didn't mention that he was a pedophile. So I would have wanted to see them also say, and he also was a renowned pedophile. Retruse Raptor. Justin Martyr is absolutely crucial source for real presence in Eucharist being believed by earliest Christians. Disproving Protestant who don't believe it was. Sorry, David. Well, to be fair, David doesn't have a perspective on that as we speak right now. He will only soon be convinced that it's actually the real presence. Right now, he's kind of inquiring that field. Right, David?
Well, that's one of the points where I think people actually have a solid case. The problem is you'll attach that to a bunch of like weird things that you don't have a solid case for, or you have a terrible case for.
That's right. Yeah, I think one of the many questions, like a lot of on a lot of conversations and discussions, I have a bit of a position of like, okay, I agree with this point, but I'm not really sure what I personally think of it. I think when it comes to the Eucharist and the real presence, I think there is no way for me to see it in any other way except the way that the Church established it from the very beginning, which is that it is the body and blood of Christ. And so I cannot in any way see it any other way.
Father Lazarus would like to join us sometime to talk about that.
Well, that'll be nice. He told me that too. Yeah, they'll be very nice.
Yeah, he was talking. Yeah, we were talking about that on when he was driving me to the airport once.
I was driving around with him in LA. That was fantastic. He's a very good guy. So I think he can add a lot of stuff. Justin Butter, yes, Apostate of Allah, Gavin is greater than Orthobros. How dare you? I'm going to ban you, Apostate of Allah. Apostate of Allah said, dang, I was a member for 31 months. Oh, hi. I know. You're based. Only based people are member for that long. Caldwell Wraith, Nooks talk with a reaction to the differences between Christian denominations from his Jewish perspective. Good video. He said Protestants make most sense.
Based.
Well, that's what a Jew would say. Yesek says, why not have the Father Lazarus to talk on it?
Well, we just said that. We literally just said that.
We literally just said it, man.
We just said it like a minute ago.
No, I appreciate that, Yesek. I actually asked him just last week when I was there. Said, would you come and be on the channel to talk about things? And he said, yes, sure. So,
hey, we'll get Gavin Ortlund on there as well, and then we can think, why did you leave out this entire section of Justin Martyr?
So, My Fairy Tale Live 3, the clip I sent you, David Wood, was from International Guerrillas.
Oh, okay.
We watched it on Isa's stream. LOL, you should show the clip. Huh. Ashmay said, lots of Jews named Batu Batu, most definitely. Basic says, or Basich says, 3 Qurans blasting away. Didn't Allah say, don't say 3? Look at the Trinity go. I mean, I am confused. It did say 3 Qurans, but then we see 4 Qurans in the air. What is that about? I'm a little bit confused by that. Mm-hmm. Dan Devasi, Islamic Avengers. Salman Rushdie as Thanos. Imagine the radicalization that such movies are created and released in the Muslim world. That's funny. They need better artists. They need better creativity in this world. Unique Fancy Bro AP.
Hey,
what?
Hey, I don't know if you want to download and play it and stuff like that, but I sent the clip to your email.
Which clip?
The Uthman getting stabbed.
Uthman getting stabbed.
The clip. It's the clip. Yeah, it turns out it's actually a clip from the same movie. It's a short. Probably like between 10 and 20 seconds. But it is proof. It is pretty conclusive proof, I would say.
I would.
No one is going to be able to deny Sheikh Uthman getting stabbed.
What would you say is conclusive evidence?
It's pretty conclusive. pretty airtight.
Pretty airtight. Let me see. Try to open it. It's going to take about 50 minutes to open it. Oh, here he is. Let's see. Sheikh Uthman being stabbed. Is that what it is?
See? You see? This is the
This
proof.
is the proof.
Look at these powerful special effects.
This is the proof. You can see this is finally the proof that
Now
Sheikh
you literally
Uthman
have
was
a picture.
stabbed.
You literally have a picture right there. Everyone who's making fun of him, calling him Sheikh Ibn Ketchup, Sheikh Ibn Ketchup Packet, Sheikh Ibn Smollett, all that stuff, you've all been refuted.
You have been destroyed in your faith. You have all been destroyed in your faith.
We should have a channel where we just watch these awesome Pakistani movies all the time, man. They're awesome.
They're the best movies I've seen.
The Turks also make cool movies. If you've ever seen Turkish Rambo, that thing is awesome, man. Hey, that would be a good battle. The Quran lasers versus the Jewish space lasers.
Jew Space Laser versus Laser Quran. It is a movie I would pay to watch. I think somebody should do that, man. Natural Farmagineth says, I want to see Quran Space Laser. It's so bad it's good. That's fantastic. I have a this is an odd thing I often keep to myself, but I love absolutely dumb and bad B movies. And movies that are just really trashy and really bad, but this goes too far. This Pakistani stuff goes a bit too far. But I love sometimes just turning on some really, really terribly bad movies or some B movies and watching them. I enjoy it a lot. But this is too much. This can only be made if you have been subjected to 50 generations of cousin marriage. Otherwise, I don't see how.
Oh, if you like those movies, man, we should watch Plan 9 from Outer Space one day. It was starring Bela Lugosi, the guy who used to play like Dracula and stuff. It was starring him, but he died. He died in the middle of filming. But they wanted to finish filming, so they just had another guy, but you never see his face. He's always turned the wrong way and stuff like that. It's kind of messed up. But anyway.
Well, the thing is, for the longest time, I would sometimes just go to sleep watching some really bad, what's called exploitation movies, which are exploiting genres, and the movie just contains pure, violence or horror for no reason at all, and it's poorly made. And I would really enjoy that kind of stuff. But exploitation in all kinds of directions is kind of. Since I became a Christian, it became difficult to combine some of the stuff that I used to just turn on and watch for the sake of watching something really stupid with what I want to consume nowadays. So had to change that up a little bit. So Jack Ray gifted 5 Apostate Prophet memberships. Jack Ray and Randy Bale's always gifting memberships, man. Boost.
It is totally based.
Randy Bales gifted another membership.
It is totally based.
I think they have both now gifted 5 memberships during this whole live stream. So both of them based. And that, of course, results in this.
Christianity is based.
All right. Sharknado. There you go. There you go. One movie that I really liked was it was about some sofa that kills people. I think it was called Killer Sofa. I don't want to encourage watching this stuff, but it's a really bad movie. It's got 3.7 out of 10 on IMDb. It's the kind of stuff that I would turn on just to go to sleep with it. It's like a sofa that comes to life and starts killing people. It's so dumb. Anyway, anything else, David?
No, that's it.
That's it. Expected keel hauling. I'm very happy. Uthman. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a movie with keel hauling. I think What movie? Billy Budd, maybe?
I watched this one too, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Yeah. I remember the song, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. That was a song. I was a kid. I was like, what, 4th grade or something? So
I watched one with killer genes, where genes come to life and start killing people. I watched all kinds of dumb stuff. Unique Pets, bro, AP, consider my previous super chats. It's very important. You said, what did you say? You sent me, what was it? You sent me a video. Is that what you said? After an important video, please watch ASAP. Is that on your channel? Is that on your channel?
Send me.
I can literally click on your profile instead of searching for your profile. But I shall look for it. I will look for it. All right, I'll look for it. All right. Anything else, David? Nothing? Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll be live more often this week and have a lot of stuff in the works being planned. Continuing the preparation of scripts and videos, which are to commence once I have finished my setup, which is also happening very soon. I'm almost done. Until then, anything else you want to say, David? Say it before it's too late.
Just stay away from Islam.
God bless you all.
Stay away from Islam.
Stay away from Islam.
Stay away from Islam.
Stay away from Islam. Stay away from Islam.
Stay away from Islam.
Stay away from Islam.
Stay away from Islam.
Stay away from Islam.
Stay away from Islam.
Stay away from Islam.
Stay away from Islam.
Stay away from Islam. Stay away from Islam.